going to get started. Our feet, we've done very well. Feet are parallel and shoulder width. And just take a nice breath in and release it. Breathe out. This time as we breathe in, we're going to bring our hands up and let them float on down. We're connecting here with the world around us as we breathe in and out. We are in fall. We're thinking about those beautiful trees changing their color. They're saying, thank you, leaves. You've served us well. You are no longer needed. Return to the earth, become soil for things to grow. It's a time of letting go. It's a time of getting ready for a long stretch to come. So we're also thinking about those fat squirrels running around and gathering all those acorns. Give a shout out for all the fat bears in Alaska. Getting ready to stay still for a while. A harvest of pumpkins, apples still coming in. Cool, crisp air. Beautiful fall light. No shortening days. Reach out with your energy to the world around you. Bring in the energy of that nature that surrounds us. One more time, breathe in and out. Beautiful. Let's take a centering breath. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and breathing out, tilt the head down and look at the floor. Bring the head up, look up, remember to breathe. Straighten out your head. We're going to tilt it to one side. Feel a nice stretch, opening up space in your neck. And bring the head up. And tilt the head to the other side. Breathe into that space you're making. Bring the head up. And we're going to turn the head, look over one shoulder. Straighten up and turn the head the other way. Breathe and forward. Shift the weight into one foot, turn the other foot out. Take a breath out and we'll bend at the waist. Find a nice comfy spot to just let your torso dangle. Breathing in, roll on up. Straighten that foot out, center your weight, flex your knees, extend the fingertips. And shift your weight to the other foot, turn this other foot out. We're going to breathe out and bend at the waist. Keep the knees soft and just let that stretch hit your lower back. Now breathing in, roll on up. Straighten out the feet, flex the knees, extend. Circle the arms, straightening up. And relax down and hug a tree. Straighten up and push the palms to the ceiling. Feel a nice stretch here. You can tighten your glutes in this stretch. And relax everything down. Let the palms float till they face the floor. We're going to put our weight in one foot, pick the other up just an inch or two. Feel those adjustments, that's supposed to happen. Put that foot down, shift your weight over there. Pick this foot up. Balance is fluid. And put that foot down. And we'll swing the arms, turning at the waist, tapping across your waist and the kidneys in the back. Keeping everything happy, all that blood and energy flowing. And we're going to deepen this with a pivot and a weight shift, and tapping down that front on the shoulder. Very nice. Good. All right, let's let that wind down. I'm going to check my feet, make sure I'm still parallel at shoulder width. Maybe a little more parallel than that. He doesn't like to be fully parallel. All right, let's roll our shoulders back. Nice big circles. And let's roll them forward. And shake them out. Shake it out. Very nice, very nice. Clasp the hands in front. Push those palms out. Stretch across the back of the shoulders. And release. And we're going to put our hands behind clasps, and we're going to push those hands now down and a little bit away from the body. This is a stretch across the front of your shoulders. And release. Whew. Toughy. All right. We're going to rotate our ankle. So step one foot at an angle for stability. Shift your weight into that foot. Pick up the other and rotate that ankle 10 times in one direction. And then 10 times in the other direction. And sit that foot down at an angle. Shift your weight and rotate 10 times. And the other way. And step forward with that foot. Shift your weight into it and bend the toes in the back. Very nice. Oh, feels good. Now set that foot down and shift your weight back. Pick these toes up. We're going to stretch down the front leg. As far as you can get. I don't get very far. Julie gets far enough to press her lever 3, which is highly recommended, but not possible for all of us. You're doing pretty good. Okay. And let's come on up. We'll switch the feet. Set this foot back. Step forward here. Shift your weight forward. And we're going to bend those back toes. Beautiful, beautiful. Opening up space on the bottom of that foot. Now set the foot down, shift back. You're stretched down this leg. Breathe, relax into that stretch. All right, let's come on up. Switch the feet again. Step forward and shift your weight forward. Point these toes in the back now. Focus on releasing and relaxing the muscles in your hips and legs. And set that foot down, shift your weight back. Pick these toes up, push the hips back, and lean forward till you feel stretched in your calf. Breathe into that calf stretch. Lovely. Let's come on up. Switch the feet. Step forward the other foot. Shift your weight forward and point the back toes. Release and relax your muscles. Lift your head top and wake your chin. And let's set that foot down. Shift your weight back. Push the hips back. Calf stretch. Breathe. All right, let's come on up. Bring your feet back to parallel and shoulder width. Now we're going to add our fall special movement, grasping air. Take one hand and pull it out at shoulder height, grasp some air, and pull it back. The mouth of your fist goes to lung one right here, your shoulder. And now grasp and turn, bring it back, grasp it, bring it back. This is number 4. We're going to do 10 of these. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we're going to grasp air from behind. Bring the hand up, scoop up some air, and let it fall into your chest. Up and back and fall. And you're actually turning, looking behind you as you're doing this. This is 4, 5, breathing in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. One more round. Out, in and out. Beautiful. I got a little out of parallel there, so I'm going to straighten up. And now bring my hands in front of me like I'm holding a big bowl. Breathing in, we're going to stretch one hand up, one hand down. Press that ceiling up, press that floor down. Beautiful. And relax, release, everything comes back. And breathing in, we're going to do the other side. Pull those shoulder blades far apart from each other. And relax. Release. Bring the hands in front. And do the bow and arrow. One hand goes out, pulling the shoulder blades together in the back. And keep your elbow up as high as your shoulder. Now release. Relax. Other side. Nice stretch. And relax, relax. Clasp the fingers together. Push the hands down, swing them up. And relax. Hands float down to your belly, either side of your lower dantian. Straighten up. And now bend over and take your hands and trace down the inside of your legs, around your toes, up the backs of your legs, straightening up to your lower back. Look up and breathe out. All right, now turn one foot out. You're going to keep your weight in this foot for this movement. You're going to step forward with the other foot, no weight in there. Take the back of your hand and go down the inside of your leg. Bring the hand out in front, straightening up, bring the hand up over your head. Make a beak with your hand and bring that bird back to the nest. Very nice. Switching the feet. The other hand goes down and out in front, up. Make a beak. Back to the kidneys. Switching the feet again. Same stance. We're going to take one hand, bring it to the shoulder, wrist bent back, fingers splayed, sweep the grass. Make a beak again, send it back. Switch the feet. And hands Split. Sweep the grass. Comes back, you're going to use your knuckles of your little beaks there to rub your kidneys. Beautiful. Very nice. Walk it off, shake it out a little bit. Yay. Okay. So we are going to be learning one of the 5 Animal Frolics today. So that's 2 movements. There's always a yin movement and a yang movement of a 5 Animal Frolic. This is the deer, and it's a little complicated, but it feels really good. There's a nice back stretch in here. It's just good, it's good stretches. The deer is maybe a little more associated with winter, with the water element, but I don't care, we're gonna do it. I need a back stretch. Okay, so the first one gives us a nice little spinal twist. It feels really good. I always hear popping. My back likes to pop though, so I don't know. Multiple things going on. There's going to be some hand motions going on. There are some arm sweepings, torsos turning, and of course, footwork. So let's start with the hands. The deer has 2 hands we're going to switch between. Little hooves, just nice gentle little hooves, and antlers. Rock on. Okay, and so in this first movement, we're going to switch between hooves and antlers at different parts of the movement. The arms are going to make these graceful little arcs around our body like this. And then in the other direction. That's very nice. Okay, and we're going to add a little something in there. We are going to, as we sweep, the arm on this side is going to tuck its elbow into our back. Right, okay. And then it's going to go around. And then it's going to go around. And then it's going to go around, it's going to tuck. And then it's going to go around and it's going to tuck. Okay. So that's good. That's a good start. Now I feel like we have to add a little footwork or it's not going to make sense. And when we are going to tuck on this side, we're going to stay stable on the foot that's on that side. Wait, no. We're going to stay stable on the opposite foot. We're going to step with the tuck side foot and put it in a T or an L, however close you can get, with the toes pointed in the tuck direction. And then we're going to bring it back as we're sweeping our arms. And then when we go to the other side, we're going to be tucking to this side. Very nice. We're going to come back. And then we're going to be tucking to this side. And then we're going to come back. And then we're going to be tucking to this side. Okay, so there's already a lot to be thinking about, right? But we're going to add one more. Because we've got to change our hand posture. So this is the final step. But so we're going to be tucking to this side, which means our hands are going to start moving the opposite direction because we have to end up on the tuck side. When they start, we've got nice little hoof hands. So they're going to start like this, but as we get ready to tuck, they're going to turn into antlers and tuck. That's very good. Okay, so now let's turn back into hooves and go back over here. And then they have to move in the other direction to tuck on this side. So there is like a full sweep here where we're hoofy because we're stepping. We'll add that back in, don't worry. And then tuck. We're just getting used to this feeling. And tuck. Okay. Very, very, very nice. Now, luckily, luckily, this isn't like some of the acupressure stuff where if you do too much of it, it starts having a negative effect. You can do as many deers as you want. It's just a back stretch. Okay, that's all the components. The last thing I'll say is when we have everything going, our footwork and our tuck, you can actually turn your head and look behind you to elongate that stretch. Okay, all right. So this is deer 1. The full sequence is 3 on each side. Now, if you get confused, just keep going, find a tuck, and we'll get through it together. Okay, so I'm going to start with a tuck on this side. So I'm going to start moving my arms this way in little hooves. I'm going to take a step, and I'm going to bring my hands like this. You're shifting your weight even, right? And look behind you. And now we're going to shift our weight back into that foot that didn't move. Take a step here. Our hands are staying in hooves. We're moving in the opposite direction. The tuck foot comes forward. We shift into the tuck foot. And we're antlers. And we're going to move back. We're hooves. Step parallel. We're still hooves. Take that other foot. Change to antlers. And tuck. And change back to hooves. Step, step, antlers, tuck. Okay, it's just one more on each side. We're almost done. We're stepping back to parallel. Stepping T, tuck. And one more. Stepping parallel. Antlers. Okay, and we'll bring it back, and we're centered. That went pretty well. We could try that a couple more times later on in the term, see if we can smooth it out. Oh, beautiful. Now we have deer number 2, and this one does also have a sidedness. It's going to be a step, so I'll step with each foot 3 times. And it's also nice and stretchy, but it's going to be a stretch forward, more like we do in like a snake creep step, or like even the calf stretch, right? Like kind of going to push the hips back. Okay, so the hands are still hooves and antlers. Very nice, very nice. The footwork is rather different. So to start, we're going to step forward 1 foot, and just doing the footwork, we're going to shift our weight into that foot, and then we're going to shift our weight back, and then we're going to shift our weight into that foot, we're going to shift our weight back, and then we're going to do a cute little deer hop. When we take this foot and change it for the other, there's a little hop, because we're a little deer. And we shift our weight forward, and we shift our weight back, and we shift our weight forward, and we shift our weight back, and we do a little hop. Okay. Now here's the cute deer thing that's happening with the upper body. So as I step forward here and shift my weight, my little hooves are gonna do a little run. We're running like a little deer. And then we shift back, and now we're gonna make our antlers, and we're gonna push the hips back and bend forward, very, very nice, and try to get the backs of your hands to face each other. So it's like, yeah, that's very nice. An extra little stretch. And then you come up and you change back to hooves, and you shift your weight forward. So it's a fluid, like as you come up, you're shifting forward and making hooves. Very nice. And then we shift your weight back. You're ready to do a little hop. Beautiful. We'll do one more practice and then we'll do it for real, okay? Okay, so we shift our weight forward and we do a little deer run. So cute, So cute. Okay, shift our weight back. Make antlers and stretch forward, pushing the hips back. Now come up, make hooves, and shift your weight into that forward foot. Good, you'll get used to it. And shift back, and hop. Ah, so cute. Okay. So yeah, I think definitely the hardest thing to get used to is that when you're coming up out of here, rather than coming straight up and keeping your weight the same, you're coming up during the weight shift. Like the name of this one is like running like a deer. So this is kind of like forward momentum that you're doing with your little hoof hands. And then you're running like a deer in place. This is what a deer would do if it had to work out in a small room. Okay. All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay, I'm working up a little bit of sweat doing this deer. Okay, my feet are going to be parallel to start out. Got my little hoof hands, very cute. We're going to step forward, shift the weight forward, run, shift the weight back. Now, like bend, don't shift. Antler hands back facing together. Now coming up, shift forward and make your hands into hoofs again. Very nice. Now shift back and do a little hop. The other foot is forward. We're going to shift forward and run. We're testing the waters. Shift back. And then we're going to push the hips back. Stretch our antler hands. Coming up, make your hoof hands and shift forward. Excellent. Shift back and hop. And that's one round. Let's do the second one. Shift forward. Run with our little hooves. Shift back. Push the hips back. Stretch down. And hands into little hooves. Switch your weight forward. Shift back. And hop. And come forward and just hoof hands. Shift back. Push the hips back, antler hands. Come on up, hoof hands, shift forward. And come back and hop. This is the last round. Shifting forward, boop. Shifting back. Push the hips back. Hoof hands, shift forward, shift back, and hop. Very, very last one, shift forward, boop, shift back, push the hips back, antler hands, come on up, hoof hands, shift forward, shift back, and just do a little hop back into place. And close. Lovely. That's not so bad, right?
Getting it by the end.
Yeah. So it's definitely trickier than the crane. We love the crane, it's everybody's favorite of the Five Animal Frolics. But once you get it, it really does work out some kinks in there. That deer knows what's going on. So I like that one. Like sometimes, if my back feels weird, you don't have to do the whole show, but if you can try to remember where your feet are going to be and just that feels so nice. Oh, but even then it's like, well, I also just need evenness. So, I had a pop, that was good. We're just going to do a simple meditation today. Not too much guiding required. We're going to just experiment with different mudras or hand positions. So often during meditation, we're just sitting with our hands like this. We're going to try that one first. Then we're going to flip the hands up, do this, And then for our third and final mudra, we're going to bring the hands together and touch our little thumbs and step them in our lap. So that's the most complicated one. None of these, however, are as complicated as the golden light meditation mudra. We don't need to do that. This one's hard. You have to hold it here the whole time. Well, you don't have to. You can let it down. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But the idea here is we'll just be breathing. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open. And if you keep them open, we recommend you look at a few feet away and a little bit down. Don't have to fix your gaze, but that's the preferred area to gaze into. And just think about what sorts of stuff is going on that feels different when you are holding your hands in the different mudras. That's a Sanskrit word that they use in Buddhist art to describe how the Buddha is holding his hand. This is teaching. This is when the Buddha is teaching. This means it's the moment that the Buddha achieved enlightenment. It's cute. Study a little art history. Okay. All right, so starting with our hands like this, we're going to start with some classic Qigong diaphragmatic breathing. Take a big breath and let it inflate your belly. And when you breathe out, just let that relax and release. Breathe in, inflate the belly. Breathe out, relax, release. Continue to breathe naturally. Notice your mind start to wander, you can bring it back with a big belly breath in. Relax it out. Take a nice big breath into your belly and relax it out.